Good evening and welcome to the Waupaca High School Gym as we're set to bring you WIAA Boys High School Regional Basketball action here on City 16 tonight. The Waupaca Comets play host to the Kimberly Papermakers. I'm Dan Hanson along with John Wright. And John, the start of what hopefully will be a night at home.
And good morning. Welcome to Hometown Days 1998. We're celebrating the sunny 4th of July. I'm Jim King.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Dan Hanson. It's a beautiful day in Waupaca for this not only 4th of July celebration, but of course this year we're marking the sesquicentennial of Wisconsin, the 150th anniversary of our state. And a big weekend. We had a big parade last night, a lighted boat parade on the chain, which was kind of fun to see and be a part of. And we had a lot of good floats in there, good entries in there. A lot of folks came out to watch us, and we hope that it'll be just as big the rest of this weekend. We've got a lot of people coming in here today, and the parade is just about ready to begin, and we'll have it all for you. We've got more than 80 entries listed. It could be a longer than usual parade, especially if all the political candidates are in this parade this year.
All right. And again, this year we've been blessed with absolutely perfect weather. According to the Farmer State Bank downtown thermometer, it's 68 degrees sunny, not a cloud in the sky. A near perfect 4th of July for a parade. And of course, later in the day, there will be the big picnic down at South Park, plenty to eat and lots of activities. And then tonight at dusk, it's the fireworks display over Shadow Lake in Waupaca.
And bigger than ever fireworks display here, thanks to a lot of Waupaca area businesses who really dug down deep to provide some extra funds this year for the big 4th of July fireworks. And right now we've got the first of our parade entries led by the newest member of Waupaca's police department. I can't remember what the dog's name is, but
oh, I thought you meant Bud O'Neill. You mean the canine unit? Okay.
And
looks like Trigger.
Oh, Bullet.
Yeah, or Bullet, yeah. Not Trigger, Bullet.
The Waupaca Police Department with a canine unit now, and also a bicycle patrol this year as well. So,
yes, we have the two-wheelers working just about daily in and around the Waupaca area, as well as the. Oh, look at this! Well trained.
A two-wheeler and a four-footer.
Yes. And both of them take a lot of work and take a lot of pride in what they do, and apparently they do it very, very well.
Waupaca Police Department working hard to serve the citizens of Waupaca. And of course now coming up, the Waupaca VFW Post 1037, a service organization started following World War II to lend support to the returning veterans and their families, and they also do a lot of good things to help the Waupaca area community.
All right, and this is that point we'd like to see everybody doff their cap, place their hand over their heart, and salute as Old Glory comes up Main Street here in Waupaca.
And we see the World War II, or we did take a look at the World War II or Korean War vintage Jeep driven by Merle Mangert. One down and about 80 more to go here. And of course, following the VFW Auxiliary. And what would the VFW be without the auxiliary, right?
Well, I'll tell you, they work very hard. They work hand in hand, and they get a lot done, which is saying something here in the 90s.
VFW Post 1037 and the auxiliary units continue to march down Main Street here in Waupaca, and of course a lot of things going on after the parade. Of course, we've got music and a lot of spectacle and chicken barbecue going on, and brat stand and everything going on in the South Park area. And of course tonight chain skiers will be performing as well. So lots of activities going on all day and all night here in Waupaca as part of the Hometown Day celebration.
Here's a good example of the auxiliary. We saw the guys, the veterans marching by, and now the veterans auxiliary to show that there's nothing they won't do for the veterans. They're marching by carrying Old Glory as well.
Just a gorgeous day here this morning. The temperature has dropped a little bit. The humidity has dropped. The sun is out. So a good day weather-wise here for our Hometown Days parade.
This is always a reminder. I think Waupaca is as well known these days for old cars as it is for the chain of lakes. And of course, the old car show in Iola is coming up just a few weeks from now. And the Harley Riders, who have been serving as parade marshals for these parades as long as I can recall, Dan.
Yeah, we've been around quite a few of these parades, and they've always been here and added a lot to the Hometown Days parade. Kind of once they get past us here and get down at the end of the parade route, they'll come back and kind of keep everybody out of harm's way, as it were, to keep
safely
everybody
off
on the
street,
sidelines.
you bet. Harley Classic Riders, it isn't just a club, it's a corporation.
Well, I'll tell you, this has been the year of the Harley with was it the 95th anniversary of Harley, that big celebration in Milwaukee?
Huge celebration, and then they took the party all the way to the nation's capital. Everybody got on board their two-wheeler and headed for Washington.
There are 14 fully dressed Harley-Davidson motorcycles. As you see, all the riders are in matching uniforms, and proceeds from their efforts go to various charities.
And you don't really have to look twice to see that that's Waupaca Area Ambulance coming down Main Street now. Lights and sirens wailing. Today it's a celebration. Knowing they're there when it's not is comforting.
Absolutely, Jim.
Paramedics unit, the ambulance. When you hear the sirens, you know that somebody who needs help is getting it, and they're getting it pronto.
And of course, the first responders, part of the health care, they are first on the scene to administer care, and they've been trained to help folks before the ambulance arrives on the scene.
And as we both know, sometimes there's a passage of time between an incident and the time that the ambulance can arrive. This looks like Waupaca's fire department rolling up the street.
With one of the vintage fire trucks leading the way here. That's probably an antique by now.
There's a vintage firefighter in the back, Steve Fensky, his wife Deb, and their dogs. They have more fun with their firehouse dogs.
Could one of them be named Spot?
I don't think he told me what their names are, and I just don't recall.
And probably
Samson and Delilah.
This may be Waupaca's newest fire truck, the big 909 ladder truck with Chief Lee Thompson on board.
Obviously, the new truck has the loudest horn.
Maybe next year we'll broadcast from up on top of the ladder. Would that be fun?
I'll wave to you as you go by. You ever seen how high that goes?
No.
Oh, it goes very, very high. These next several units have seen a lot of work over the years, and I'll tell you, they were working as recently as an hour before the parade. The fire department was called out and had to respond to a problem right here on Main Street in downtown Waupaca. Get their equipment back to the firehouse, cleaned up, and return in time for the parade. You think these volunteers work hard enough?
You bet. We salute the Waupaca Fire Department and also the Waupaca Area Fire Department with an entry on the Fremont Area Rescue Squad coming up. So
a good example of how well these units all work together when the need arises. Waupaca, Fremont, Waupaca, others in the area count on one another just like family.
And now we see the Hometown Days banner coming into view, followed by the Grand Marshal of this year's parade, Dr. Jerry Salen. Of course, his late wife, Nancy, was the Chamber Person of the Year, and so happy to have Dr. Jerry in our parade this year, downtown Waupaca.
Here's his honor and her honor, Mayor James and Mrs.
Dolores
Lewinsky, having fun in a fire engine red Pontiac convertible.
And coming up after the mayor and his wife, the American Legion post number 161 of King. And we'll also have the Almond American Legion locomotive. No, I don't see the Almond Legion American Legion locomotive, but we do have the American Legion and also the Chamber of Commerce, President Dr. and Mrs. David Peschel in there.
David and Leanne Peschel. The Waupaca Area Chamber float, I see it was decked out with a little extra bunting this year.
And we're looking right now at the Waupaca Comet Marching Band under the direction of Mark Kreshak. Putting on the Ritz.
You know, I can never hear that song, Putting on the Ritz, the same way since Gene Wilder used it in Young Frankenstein, and the Monster sang this song on stage. By the way, Mark Kreshak, a hard-working guy. Not only does he do just a wonderful job with the young people at the high school, of course, the free city band concerts that will take place on the band shell at City Square every Friday night during the summer are also the result of Mark's hard work. And boy, speaking of hard work, these folks have been visiting us for as long as I can recall, too, and they put a lot of work into what they do.
Some of our parade favorites, the Muscooten Mavericks, the crack motor scooter drill team that we see every year in the Waupaca Hometown Days Parade. And here they are entertaining before our City 6 cameras.
It's really interesting as people mature. See, kids couldn't do that. Only older people can do that. Mature people can do that because they can have that much fun and they don't make any noise. Those are the quietest little scooters. And you know they have to put hours into safely being able to execute these maneuvers.
I'm afraid, Jim, if you and I tried that, we'd probably have to raise our collision coverage.
I think if I tried that, you'd have to get a bigger scooter. It's not fair to make the poor thing cry out in pain.
There go the Muscooten Mavericks, and our camera pans down the street, and we see it looks like
this is George Jorgensen, Register of Deeds.
Well,
and
right now he's the Clerk of Courts, but he wants to be the Register.
He wants to be Register of Deeds. That's right. He's Clerk of Courts because I just got a note from him the other day, and is currently a candidate for Register of Deeds. And following close behind George is the Waupaca County Republican Party float.
A lot of people running for various county offices. We have several candidates for Register of Deeds this year, several candidates for Clerk of Courts, and quite possibly several candidates for Sheriff as well, depending upon how things shake out there. So the Waupaca, we get a closer look at the Waupaca Republican Party entry in today's Hometown Days Parade.
Yeah, the old elephant's been around a long time.
Looks like he's got a little new coat of paint or something there, but it still looks pretty sharp yet.
This is the WDUX float. WDUX Radio is celebrating over 40 years of service to central Wisconsin, about half of which Dan Hansen and I spent broadcasting on their airwaves. Traditional country music on AM 800 and current hits on FM 92.7. If you're listening today, there's a special musical salute to America on the AM 800. Boy, and I tell you, they're hardworking. Gary Douglas from WDUX is here today at City Square doing announcing of the parade. The radio station is also broadcasting today from the Midwestern Rodeo in Manawa, their 40th year. They're everywhere, and where would we be without WDUX?
And coming into a view right now is representative to the Wisconsin Assembly from this area, Bill
former
Lorge.
gubernatorial candidate.
Yes, but right now, just concentrating on trying to get reelected to his assembly seat. With Representative Lorge is his year-and-a-half-old daughter Elizabeth, and his wife Molly is driving the car.
I think she's riding because I think the Lorges are expecting a second child.
I certainly wouldn't be surprised.
And I think it's nice that he didn't make her get out in March.
Waupaca County Sheriff Jim Wade coming into view right now. Yes, I believe that's Jim in the car
Oh,
right in
yes,
front of
yes,
us.
it is. Yes, it is.
And following Jim's car is a 30-foot self-contained command center, new to the addition to the Waupaca County Sheriff's Department, was obtained at no cost to the county through the Defense Department. This emergency command center can be utilized for all types of situations and should provide valuable assistance in reacting to emergencies such as tornadoes and other disasters. The unit will also be used as a command center at the Iola Car Show and later today at the Manawa Rodeo.
Right, and that's the sort of thing that would come in handy, for example, when there was the derailment at Waupaca a year or so back. You need a place to be and someplace to be in charge of things.
Perhaps next the Sheriff's Department will get a helicopter. Never know.
It's a nice motorhome. I wonder if you can like take it camping on weekends if there's no emergency.
Yeah, how would you know, though?
Yeah, that's right. That's the downside to any of these jobs. Paramedics, firefighters, peace officers. When everything's going well, boy, this is a nice life. But boy, you never know when that's all going to change.
And we have
This
coming
would
up
be
now.
Rich Lowe,
Right.
who is a candidate for Waupaca County Clerk of Courts. He's seeking to take the job currently held by George Jorgensen, who wants to switch offices and move over to Register of Deeds. Rich has been active in Republican Party politics for some time in the Waupaca area. And I believe, last I heard, I think he's a longtime employee over at Neville Motors.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right, Jim. And there goes Rich, and coming up next is the American Legion Post 339. This is from the Almond area. And we see their popular train on wheels and tires here. That's always a popular entry in many parades. I've seen that over the course of several parades here in mid-Wisconsin.
If you've always wanted to be the engineer and drive the train, this is what you do. You just go ahead and make your own.
Works for me.
I'm surprised it works at all. It looks like a lot of work went into that, and it's been around a long time. Legion Post 339, our neighbors from Almond.
Right after the American Legion, we have the Waupaca Figure Skating Club.
So we sneaked back to the Legion there, but now here are the figure skaters, and I see at least a couple of them there. Can't wait for the ice. They're rather than ride in the truck, they're going to skate behind it, and now that's what skaters do. They practice year-round using inline skates when the weather is warm, and of course ice skates at the Waupaca Expo when the ice is available.
120 skaters comprise the Waupaca Skating Club, and they They do their thing from October through March. Participate in the Badger State Games.
Okay, we saw the banner carriers for the Ed Garvey, Barbara Lawton candidacy. Garvey running for governor, Lawton for lieutenant governor. And close behind is the Waupaca County Democratic Party.
As we're looking at the car now with the Waupaca County Democratic Party emblem on the side.
Decorated up. You know, it's almost a shame that it's only once a year, but you see so many people wearing flags, carrying flags. You see the cars decked out in red, white, and blue. It would be nice if there were more than just 1 or 2 days a year when we could celebrate everything that this country stands for. And we saw the Lawton car. There was the Russ Feingold car. And I'm not sure what that one. Boy, talk about all decked out in red, white, and blue. I think they may be carrying our fireworks display for tonight.
Well, if they are, it's only a small portion of the fireworks display.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There are a bunch of groups got together and really worked this year. The Chamber and the City, Town of Farmington, and Waupaca Publishing, with whom I know you are affiliated, have done a great deal. But our friends at ABC Computers and a long list of other businesses, and they were all listed in the paper, have just got together to make sure that this is going to be the best fireworks display ever.
The First Baptist Church coming up next in view. The First Baptist Church is coming on its own 150th anniversary and celebrating Wisconsin's sesquicentennial by showing the church past, present, and future.
Boy, we've created a whole village on the float for the 4th of July. I see we have the lodge and the guy playing the accordion to his little Native American friends. And here is the pillar.
And coming up after the Baptist Church, I believe, is
that's Kenny Clown,
Kenny Clown
riding his bicycle. Ma should be here somewhere too. We'll have to find her later. Ma Clown usually follows Kenny around and gets him out of trouble whenever he gets into mischief.
Ken says he loves to clown around with kids of all ages, but mostly with special kids.
And here are our friends from Wisconsin Public Service serving our energy needs for over a century. And this is another example. We mentioned police and firefighters, EMTs earlier. Here's another group of folks that when everything's going well, everything's going well. But boy, I'll tell you, some of the weather we've had lately has had these guys out working at all hours of the night in all kinds of weather.
And they're very quick to respond generally and get us back with electric power when we need to. We've had a little disruption there. Weasel's Pizza Delivery Service. They have 4, count them, 4 pizza delivery cars.
You know, there are days when that is just the answer to a prayer. You say, gee, what do you want to cook? And what, you know, how many dishes do you want to do after? And you just get to the point and you say, hey, why don't we just pick up the phone? I guess Weasels delivers same-day service.
And Waupaca Martial Arts right in front of our City 6 cameras this morning, giving a little demonstration of...
Their motto is where family and friends join together and pound the stuffing out of one another. No, they don't do that. You know, we kid about it, and everybody does. We normally make jokes about how do you order one of these kids to clean up their room when they're able to break bricks with their bare hands. But the fact is they learn such great discipline. They're getting healthy exercise, having a good time, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful pastime. And this group here frequently puts on demonstrations so that you can see for yourself just how well they're doing.
Up now, the Waupaca Lions Club. A very important community service organization with President John Newman.
And Carol Librand is the president of the Lioness, which is, I wouldn't call them an auxiliary. They are a sort of a co-organization, equal status. But basically the way it was explained to me is the men and the women like to party separately.
And of course the Lions do a great job with helping provide service and support to people with vision problems as well. So
they've worked hard for a lot of years to help prevent blindness. They sponsor the camp at Rosholt. Fundraisers during the year. Also help parks and schools. They're active in a number of local community projects. The Lions was started in 1905, and today there are over 50 members. And as recently as a week or so ago, they were out at the airport flying in and feeding them all, having just a great old time of it.
And here we come take a look at Bruce Becker and Becker Marine entry in today's Hometown Days Parade.
And that's a boatload of people. It looks a little bit like the lighted boat parade last night on the Chain of Lakes.
And of course, the folks at Becker Marine have been kind enough to help us out a great deal this summer with our picture post party patio and the lighted boat parade as well. So we thank them very much.
And Bruce happened to say that if we just happen to mention that they also offer rentals and storage facilities, it wouldn't hurt his feelings any. So if you need to rent a boat or store the one you already own, talk to Bruce.
And ABC Computers back with their popular entry in the Hometown Days Parade. They provide computer service, technical consulting.
All over the Midwest, not just here in Waupaca. They work in Illinois, Indiana, and of course all over Wisconsin. They have over 500 clients who require service 24 hours a day. I would imagine they're pretty busy over there on the corner of Badger and Main Street.
I would think so. I don't know, you can just see them, but I'm sure you can hear them. Rogers Jolly Dutchman coming into view right now. The boys have been playing polkas for a lot of years, and they're here to put a smile on your face and a wiggle in your feet. It says, Happy 4th of July from Rogers Jolly Dutchman.
With the music of Rogers Jolly Dutchman in the
that
background.
was a real toe tapper, Jim.
Oh, yeah. You know what I like about that? It's the only polka that Elvis ever recorded. Here's the Genuine Maytag Home Appliance Center truck. Genuine Maytag is on a mission to serve us with #1 brand appliances. There's free local delivery, normal installation. They've got a variety of parts for all brands, including the old beater that we've got at our house because they've been over to fix it twice already. Well as sales and rental. John, who is the owner at Genuine Maytag, is the president of the Lions. So he already went by, and he had to hire Gordon Jump there to go by in the truck.
Well, we mentioned about old cars and being a big part of the Central Wisconsin summer scene, and now we're going to take a look at several of the Waupaca old-time car club members and their vehicles.
Well, the Chev Impala went by. You can tell us what that
we
delivery
just saw
truck is.
Marley Hayes with a 1925 stake truck, and we're looking at this is the part of the parade where you usually guess what the cars are here. I don't know what
either that or we
green
just
one.
make something up, because unless you're way older than us, you won't know either. Boy, that green one was really pretty. I don't know what it is.
We've got these probably going back into the 40s and early 50s, and I recognize the white one that'll be coming into camera range in just a second. Probably a 1966 Ford Galaxy 500. So
I'm impressed.
I've just dated myself here.
Okay. Well, I would have got the white Ford Galaxy 500 part, but I would have even got the decade, but not the year. Now that's a couple of old beauties you see on your screen right there. I believe those are old Fords, either A's or T's. A's.
Yeah, those look like they're all Model A's.
Wonderful condition too.
And of course, as Jim mentioned a few moments ago, you'll see a lot more.
Is that a Hudson sneaking off to the left there? That green one.
You'll see a lot more old cars coming up in just a week or so at the Iola Old Car Show.
Is that the weekend of the 11th, I believe? Which is only 1 week hence.
Yes. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Boy, there's some gorgeous automobiles. People put in just endless hours of work, and of course expenses no problem.
Take a look at the sign in the back window of this car that's going by. It says, "You touch my car, I smash your nose."
Yeah. Well, like I say, a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of money goes into it, and you really don't want to go shining around there with your belt buckles. Now that's a Buick, I believe, because it has the holes in the side. And what a dandy. A two-door coupe, 57 Chevrolet. Everybody recognizes those because that's the ones that are featured in every movie about the 50s. Has a 57 Chevy in it.
That's really become a classic model, hasn't it, Jim?
The classic. And right behind it, we'll wait for the camera to wide out just a little bit here, but right behind that yellow 57 Chevy was a white, either 57 or 58 Ford Thunderbird convertible.
I
And
think
there it is. I was going to say they're
probably a
coming by so
57.
quickly that, I mean, there are so many. This is just a sample. Multiply this times 100, and it's what you'll see at Iola. Boy, this is really old. That red one that just went through here is ancient. Boy, that's got to be a 19-teen something. Now, here are some of the military vehicles. Now, they have their own show. Once at the Wisconsin Veterans Home at King, and again at Iola, there's a military vehicle show, which is...
and these are, I believe, too, from Krause Publications. And, of course, Chet Krause owns a large collection of military vehicles, as does Ralph Dobeck from the Wild Rose area. And we saw a lot of those earlier this spring at the Veterans Home Open House and Old Car Show. Just an excellent
that was a good time.
Collection.
Wonderful car show, great
vehicles.
Food, very reasonably priced, wonderful music. Got to just sort of wander around out there and share a beautiful day with the veterans. And they told me right out, they were glad we came. They like having company.
The 1944 VFW truck, the last of the big military vehicles, and we're seeing today, and that was
this
built
Dodge
in
that we're looking at. I was a little bit newer.
Probably, is that a 60s or 70s vintage? Probably 70s.
Okay. And this little green truck, oh, is that just absolutely, I mean, how cool is that? Spoked wheels and...
Yes, the days when all the vehicles didn't look alike like they do
no,
today.
they sure didn't.
One day I saw this.
Here's an old Ford.
I saw this really nice-looking black car, and I couldn't. I had to get out and go around the car until I finally found the name on it to figure out what it was.
I would guess this is a 49 or 50, somewhere back in that area. Ford.
Works for me, Joe.
Wide whites. Oh, and the red wheels match the red roof. What a good-looking little automobile. And coming up right now, we have the U.S. Navy. Yeah, no, not the minivan. You have to wait till it gets in front of the camera and look at what's behind it. You think Titanic used an elaborate model?
Is that an aircraft carrier?
Yeah, and I think you could probably really land a small radio-controlled airplane on there.
The USS
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Length is 1,092 feet. It displaces 73,000 tons and has a complement of over 5,600 sailors.
My goodness, what you're saying is that the population of that ship is just about the same as the entire city of Waupaca.
Yes, right you are.
That's a lot of folks on a boat ride. By the way, we might want to mention here that... nope, never mind. We don't want to mention a thing.
Terry Tews is coming up next. Terry is also one of the candidates for the Waupaca County Clerk of Courts. The theme of the candidacy is put knowledge, experience, and education to work for you in the Waupaca County Court system. And coming up behind Terry Tews is the Cub Scouts, Pack 3634 from Trinity Lutheran Church. They participated in downtown beautification for the Strawberry Fest and the Fallorama, and are involved in the Hartman Creek cleanup project. Their Cub Master is Cheryl Wanty. So welcome, happy 4th of July to the Cub Scouts here in our parade.
Boy, what a great looking bunch of young fellas, huh? You get the feeling that your future's in good hands when you look into those smiling faces.
And the folks from Fox Brothers coming up next, Fox Brothers Construction.
That was Freddie just sneaking around behind us.
I don't know.
He thinks that he can be seen by looking at the monitor.
Yeah.
No, Fred, you have to be in front of the camera.
Fox Brothers, a member of the Waupaca community since 1946, showcasing some of its pickup trucks and utility vehicles that have been used in the construction field since the 1940s. The Fox Flotilla consists of a 1940s pickup, 1950s pickup, a 1960s pickup, and a 1970s Land Cruiser, the 1980s pickup, and 1990s pickup truck. Fox Brothers says it's on the way to the future and riding in style. So,
And I think that's Bobby Fox walking back there too, in there with the rest of the crew.
Bob and Randy, the current Fox brothers. And we've got the last of the Fox brothers trucks coming up right now. I guess that's their probably 97 or 98 vehicle here.
Boy, that's a nice looking truck. You could get a lot done with that.
Yes.
You could go outside and play for weeks on end. Next up is Wheelhouse Restaurant and Scooper's Ice Cream Parlor. Wheelhouse Restaurant is celebrating 20 years this year. You can enjoy the best pizza on the planet, hearty sandwiches and pastas. You can dine in air-conditioned comfort.
Ooh.
Or you can kick back on the deck. You know what they say, no shoes, no shirt, no problem. Scooper's is open every day at 7 a.m., serving fresh coffee, delicious baked goods, and yummy Cedar Crest ice cream. And to celebrate their 20th anniversary, the Wheelhouse was having such a good time, they opened another restaurant.
Yes, I heard that.
It's the Wheelhouse 2, right on the banks of the world-famous Wolf River in New London. And it's not open yet, but it will be soon. And, of course, we'll make sure that you hear about it when it is. Wheelhouse in Waupaca and Wheelhouse 2 in New London. Hope to see you real soon. Matter of fact, it just may be later today, Dan.
And they also, during the course, have special events during the course of the summer. Lots of entertainment, so...
Oh, yeah, and it's always free. I like that part. Did you see the, talking about wonderful old cars, that was a 1967
Riviera?
Buick Riviera pulling the Scooper's float, and that boat is almost as old as any of the cars we saw here today. That's from the late 40s or early 50s, and it was a Chain of Lakes native and has been there for 50 years.
And coming up next, talking about Riverfest.
Another
98.
party in Waupaca.
Yes, coming up later this month, Saturday, July 18th. In fact, a big celebration. Lots of good food, lots of good music and entertainment, and just a real good time.
Oh yeah, that's just 2 weeks from today, and it's on the river, Riverside Park here in Waupaca, and all of the proceeds go to maintain and beautify beautiful downtown Waupaca.
And another candidate for Register of Deeds, Randy Bremer, has several classic, more classic cars. These are classic Corvettes.
And that's Randy running around on foot. All of that wonderful Corvette machinery, and Randy's running around with a bucket. I guess he wants to show just how hardworking he can be.
Take a look at the last Corvette from Randy Bremer. And coming up next, the Waupaca Chain of Lakes Businesses Salute
The Chain Gang.
150th anniversary.
This is their second year in the parade. They involve businesses from King, Rural, and Little Hope, and they want you all to know that they like being your neighbor, and they like it when you come down to visit.
And they got a nice plaque for today.
Well, I was going to wait till the end of the parade to announce those, but yes, they are one of the winners. We'll tell you which.
And of course, just want to mention something. Rural has got a big fall festival coming up in October this year. They'll have a real special weekend down there with entertainment and a chance for folks to visit some of the old historic homes in the village of Rural.
Now, this ship won't hold quite as many people as that Navy ship, but the Santa Maria here represents the Knights of Columbus, an international Catholic family and fraternal organization supporting church, community, family, and youth activities, helps the needy and the disabled, and supports the Special Olympics.
And we had Bob Yerkes, the leader of that fine organization, and somebody get us a couple of cold Pepsis here. The Pepsi Generation wishes Wisconsin a happy 150th birthday. And that's what you call a lot of soda. They've got a double bottom truck here, and a Pepsi Generation. We give thirsty people good things to drink. Boy, they sure do. I've had a Pepsi or two in my day. I imagine you have too, Jim.
I'm surprised it's this late in the day and I haven't had one yet, but I don't mind saying my favorite is Diet Pepsi. everybody knows why it's Pepsi, and by looking at me, you can tell me why it should be Diet.
Can you tell me what this next one is? Cassidy
This is still
Pacheco?
I'm still looking at the new Star Discovery State winner, Cassidy Hatchco. It has to do with, I really don't know. I'm sorry to admit, they have a nice looking little display there. The new Star Discovery State winner, Cassidy Pacheco.
I think so. We can tell what Nofke Lumber
I wonder
is.
if that the child is a new star, has recently been discovered, is now the state winner, and will move on to national competition.
Works for
startup.
me.
Well, at least he's not old enough to take our job yet.
Big flag, big truck from Nofke Lumber here in Waupaca. The Stars and Stripes riding down Main Street here.
Now, wait a minute. You're supposed to know who that kid is. It says in the Waupaca County Post, page 10, issue 156, number 19, Thursday, June 11th.
Well, get that. Stop by on Monday and get that back issue if you haven't.
Yeah, really. Yeah. We would have brought the
Yes.
newspaper library with us had we known.
Well, where are we now, Jim?
I see Badger Marine coming by, a boatload of attractive young people, pulling some skiers.
Clearwater Harbor, possibly. Could it possibly be the chain skiers? I think so.
I'll go along with that.
And they've got a great show coming up tonight, so get out there at Rainbow Lake and take in the chain skiers ski show, and then head over for the fireworks, right?
You know, they've been doing that since 1972. The chain skiers have been holding free water ski shows over on Rainbow Lake right in front of the Veterans Home. And as I mentioned earlier, they love it when you come by. Bring a folding chair or a towel and just sprawl out on the lawn. A breathtaking water ski show. There's usually 500-600 people there. And afterwards, they may pass the hat, but it's a free show. And if you want to support them after seeing the show, I'm sure you will. They appreciate your help. It's always Saturday nights at 6:30 in the evening during the summer at the Wisconsin Veteran Home in King. And it's something that the whole family will enjoy. And if you want to, there's pizza and soda and snacks and stuff available during the show. It's always more fun to eat while you're being entertained.
And they're
Pass
doing
the snack. I found that very entertaining.
Doing a little preview of what you'd expect. I think people confuse us with the public address announcer once in a while, but we have already announced that there is a special show tonight at 6:30.
I don't know if anybody heard that anyway, but yes, it's really interesting when you're working in a broadcast location. People come over to you and just like to say hi and visit, and so if you hear things like that on occasion, and if you get the feeling we don't know where we are, it's because parades never actually go off in the order they're scheduled.
Yes, we have
every so
several
often,
dozen pages of
we
parade
have
information, but it's not necessarily in the right order.
Yeah, we'll get them all on there, and hopefully we'll be able to describe for you everybody who goes by. And if you have questions, just watch the tape again. It'll be on later. Okay, there go the chain skiers. And here comes
the Waupaca JCs.
All right. There's a hard-working group. They have an awful lot of fun. I know they do. But they work very, very hard when they're doing it. Boy, and look at the size of the brat on top of that trailer.
Oh, okay.
Boy, with the Pepsis we were talking about earlier, that'd just about be lunch for the TV crew.
I think that would just about hold us, right, Jim?
Well, till supper time.
And of course, they are very much involved in the Fall-O-Rama and Strawberry Fester in Waupaca, and the Iowa Old Car Show, the Rod Custom Show, and the Punt, Pass, and Kick competition. Christmas tree pickup, picnic table project, Adopt a Highway. Whew.
They really do. That Christmas tree pickup is wonderful. After the holidays, you put your tree out on the curb, and they come by and take care of it for you.
And also Chain of Lakes Litho in our parade today.
Oh, look at that ancient printing press.
Stop by or call for all your personal and business graphics and printing needs, they say. Well, I hope they have something a little bit more modern than that, or else we'll be waiting a while. No, seriously.
Oh, they do. It's just that the very creative young woman who owns Chain of Lakes Litho is very involved in the history of printing and is, very aware of everything that has come and is coming.
A huge truck just completely filled our
Yeah,
TV screen here.
obliterated.
And of course, talking about Truckers Pride Day, which will be coming up September 12th here in Waupaca. So
always the second week in September, truckers from the world over congregate at the truck stop on the west side of Waupaca. And there to serve them good snacks will be the Waupaca Lions, I bet.
And the Waupaca Lions.
I'm sorry,
these are the Wautoma
Lions.
Lions. We saw the Waupaca Lions before. The Wautoma Lions, again, involved in collecting used eyeglasses to help folks with vision problems. They said it cost and of course the seeing eye dogs. There was a dog there. It cost the Lions $17,000 to train each dog to assist a person that's needs help with the vision.
Well, and I would think the absolute least we could do is give them our old eyeglasses. You know what they do is they test those to find out what the prescription is and then match it with people from underprivileged countries who cannot provide their own eyewear. The Lions do that.
We just saw the Waupaca ABC Seamless Thermal Guard tonight. Now we're looking at the Waupaca Pregnancy Information Center with a special entry in today's parade, and they are celebrating life and especially the youngsters here in the parade with all the strollers going down Main Street here in Waupaca.
In front of us now, the Independent Order of Oddfellows, Lodge 208, Waupaca Oddfellows and Rebecca's support arthritis research, vision research, educational scholarships, the local food pantry. They've got a fishing tournament, Kids Day, all kinds of stuff going on all year long at the Oddfellow and Rebecca camp down on County Trunk E at Lakes McLean and Gooseneck. Waupaca Lodge is the oldest service organization in our city. They were chartered originally back in 1872. When Dan Hansen, boy, you couldn't have been more than a toddler.
Hardly. That's before I had my mustache, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Cub Scout pack 3643 in our view right now as the youngsters are riding their bikes around. Cub Scouting is for all boys from 1st through 5th grades who wish to have fun, and it also helps them develop good standards of citizenship and high morals. And Lord knows we need those kind of people today with the relative morality going on in our country today. We need some moral values, I think.
Nice to know that somebody's getting started on the right foot. Wonder what our chances are of getting some of the parents to take the same classes that the Scouts are taking.
And that unique sound that just heard go by was one of the Harley Classic riders. You can always tell a Harley by its unique throaty growl, as it were, as it goes by.
And the attitude of the owner.
Yeah. You can always tell a Harley rider, but you can't tell them much.
Something like that, yes.
Riverside Medical Center entry in our parade coming up next. The Riverside Medical Center is, of course, the hospital in our Waupaca community. Our logo is "We treat you like family."
That means you have to clean up after yourself when you're done at the hospital? I don't think so.
We said before, we have an excellent crowd, folks, lining Main Street as far as we can see from the Danes home to the north, down way past the post office, and folks all up and down that line here. And we're getting a very good close-up now of the Riverside Medical Center float in the parade today.
All decked out in red, white, and blue. Broad smiles and friendly waves. Boy, is this a great town to live in, and is this a great time to be alive?
And just a perfect day for a parade here. Temperature 70 degrees, bright sunshine, just a little bit of breeze. You couldn't have ordered a better day, Jim, if you had done so yourself here. I think a new entry to our parade, Hazen Racing, coming up now as we look to the north on Main Street. Chris and Howie Hazen off-road race buggies, it says. These buggies race in a 1 to 2 mile cross-country type track with jumps rhythm sections, left and right turns. They race in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Illinois against racers from all over the U.S. and Canada. Howie Hazen is sponsored by the Beach Club in Waupaca, and Chris is currently looking for a sponsor. So if you'd like to sponsor an off-road race buggy, give Chris a call at 258-9786.
I suppose you'd want to go to all the races then, seeing as you're a sponsor.
Yeah, you probably get good seats too if you go.
I would hope to shout. Maybe they'd even let you drive the car.
Well,
That looks like one of those go-anywhere vehicles. Just.
Well, of course, I want to mention that a lot of things coming up later today. All day long activities capped by a big fireworks display tonight, somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 or 9:15, and
dusk.
Dusk.
Close enough. But of course, between now and then, Kiwanis, I believe, is serving. Is it the Kiwanis or the Lions? I don't want to get Knights of Columbus. That's what
Chicken barbecue, Kiwanis, sweet corn and brat stand, music, and more. It's all going on at South Park.
Huge picnic down at South Park. You just follow Main Street right down to the festivities. You can play in the lake and enjoy plenty to eat and the music and games, and stick around, as Dan mentioned, tonight. Fireworks display, probably the biggest ever in the history of the 4th of July celebration here in Waupaca.
Speaking of big events, the Scandinavia Corn Roast coming up later this summer. Their entry in our hometown days parade this morning.
Reminds us that A, it's free, and B, it's coming up August 2nd.
July 3rd. Or July 31st, I should say, August 1st and 2nd.
Okay, it's a weekend-long party up in Scandinavia. 30 years and still giving away the corn, I guess.
And they have the state motto or the state bird on there. I thought the state bird was a mosquito, but I guess not.
No, we use the mosquitoes to train our retrievers, and the robin is what provides us with music in the spring.
Celebrating Wisconsin's sesquicentennial. We have some folks dressed up.
This is a Civil War round table from King. The King Civil War round table meets regularly at the Veterans Home to study the Civil War, which is something, it goes on all over the world. America's Civil War from 1861 to 1865 is still considered by many to be the most totally unique war of all time, and studies and discussions and reenactments continue to go on, and it looks like these folks are willing to go out and actually demonstrate for you what they've learned.
I learned yesterday that July 3rd was also the anniversary of Pickett's Charge, part of the Battle of Gettysburg.
And a turning point in the war.
Yes, very much so.
A bad day for a lot of people. These are the folks from Dragon Wings Bookstore, all decked out. The bookstore is providing the area with high-quality kids' books for exactly 3 years this summer. They're celebrating by inviting you to come on and meet the Berenstain Bears at the Waupaca Woods Mall following the parade. The Bears have been made famous in all kinds of books and stories. A family of bears that goes around and solves crimes and teaches important lessons. And, of course, Dragon Wings Bookstores at Waupaca Woods Mall on West Fulton Street in Waupaca.
We just got a good look at the M&M Ranch entry in the parade.
Is that really a horse in that
yeah, it's
little
a miniature.
wagon?
It's a miniature baby horse, a little foal there.
Really little.
And we just got a look at Jean Hundermark, who was a candidate for, or her entry in the parade. She's a candidate for State Assembly.
She will be competing against William Lorge.
Mr. Lorge, yes.
In the primary in September. And the right to run in November.
I think we just took a look at Becky and Kylo. Becky Kalk, K-A-L-K, and Kylo, the horse, celebrating the Independence Day of our country. And, we're going to give a look and a good long listen here to the Waupaca City Band playing on Wisconsin.
Happy 150th. I can't say sesquicentennial.
Oh, you just did, my boy. You just did. The Waupaca City Band.
And the trombonist going right by is Charlie Justman from the Riverbend Sport Shop. The entire group is made up of local citizens and businesses. They get together on their own time, practice and perform all over. and all they get for it is an occasional round of applause. So when you come down to see them Friday nights at the bandstand at City Square, hopefully you will applaud wildly and let them know how much you appreciate all
Yeah,
the work
that's
they
a
do.
great fun time every Friday night.
It
Just
is.
bring a lawn chair, a blanket, gather around the
Yeah, just you and a couple
bandstand.
hundred of the
Yeah.
neighbors.
The Waupaca City Band.
And I mentioned earlier, Mark Krishak is the director of the band as well as the high school band.
And up next, we have another candidate for political office. We have
sheriff.
a veritable plethora of political candidates this year. Steve Levy, who is currently a member of the sheriff's department, wants to kind of run the show. He's
going to run against his boss, Jim Wade.
Candidate for sheriff this year, Steve Levy.
This is a chance for all of the candidates to get out and meet the people they'd like to have vote for them. And
ever thought about running for political office, Jim?
I guess I've thought about it, but I don't know that I would do it. Politicians are diplomatic by nature, and I'm not. I do not suffer fools gladly, and I would only listen to those those voters who agreed with me. I don't know. Something like that. This is the Miller Genuine Draft Go-Kart. Joe is 13 years old. He's a driver from Milwaukee. He's visiting Grandma and Grandpa during the summer. They live here in Waupaca. So Joe Scheffner is driving that go-kart. What a great way to spend your summer. You're a kid and you say, hey, I think I'll drive a go-kart and I'll be in a parade on the 4th of July.
Works for me, huh?
Yeah, I could see that. Oh, who is this coming? Can we flag this guy down, Dan?
Oh, the ice cream truck, yeah.
Yeah. It's JW Enterprise. Ice cream is what people get happy about, and seeing happy people, especially kids, is a blessing. So the Ice Cream Ladies Novelty Truck says happy 4th of July to everybody. And the rest of the summer, you can see her and you can hear her coming. You can always hear the music coming, and it means it's time to stop working in the yard or quit puttering around the house or the garden. Jump up, and all you've got to do is wave, and ice cream at your door. Wave, Dan. Try it. Go ahead. Maybe they'll come over.
You know, of all the things, you know, some entries and parades give out free samples, but that's one I would really like to have is the ice cream. You know, an ice cream cone would really be good.
This is from Stratton's Coffee Club, the unofficial official organization that gets together at Stratton's mornings to discuss the world's problems and solve them before they go to work. It's a 1960 Cadillac limousine, and it's just about big enough to hold all those coffee drinkers.
It's believed that several past presidents, as well as the current president, have been passengers in this automobile.
They have officers. Oh,
that's what it says. I don't.
Now, Dan, as I recall, this is where you and I actually learned to play golf.
Well, we
tried to learn to play golf.
You know, loosely speaking, I guess.
Royal Oaks is a 9-hole par 3 golf course with camping and a pool. Years ago, the natives will tell you that. Oh, you mean the boys' camp?
Right.
That's what it was called, but. It's a lot more fun than that.
It was originally started by Fred Gold many years ago, and it has evolved into a very fine little golf course and camping resort over the years.
Russell Reeves is another candidate for clerk of courts.
Russell Reeves, together with his wife Monica. Monica's a high school teacher.
He's not related to the Superman guy, is he?
No, I don't.
Different
think so.
one. Okay. Just checking.
Well, that's an old. You gotta been around. Was it George Reeves that played Superman on TV years ago?
Yes, and this is his grandnephew or something, is Christopher, who says he wants to come back and play Superman again. This is quite a float. Tip Top shows. This brings back memories of the old days. It's the Wurlitzer organ that always announced that the carnival was in town, and it sounds as beautiful today as it did in its very first parade. Isn't that remarkable?
Yeah, great looking. You know, I think we've had a lot of new entries this year in the parade, new units and new floats, just a really expanded parade here this year in downtown Waupaca.
I'm hoping we look that good when we're that age.
Let's hope we make it to that age.
Here's a familiar group of faces celebrating their 20th anniversary this year, the Waupaca Community Theater, and they're celebrating in style. This year they're taking on the very ambitious project of putting on the great comedy musical Cabaret.
Performances July 16, 17, and 18, and again the 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Gerald C. Kniffel Auditorium in the Waupaca High School. And lots of tickets are available. They're available at the chamber office, and will also be available there at the door of the evening of the performances. So
that's the not so precision chorus line there going by, coming into the 4th of July backwards.
Happy birthday something.
I don't know. Here's a heavy Chevy. Look at that one. That's in great shape. Look at those shiny wheels. That makes it go faster, you know.
A gun going back probably to the.
At least that's what we believe. When
this is a 1954 Chevy with a 6-cylinder engine. It says here, and dual exhaust. It's written by Gene Altenberg, and just a very beautiful 54 Chevy.
Just absolutely beautiful. Oh, here's an opportunity. If you look closely at the back of the trailer here, that nifty little Packer-looking lawn tractor can be won, and it could be won by you at the Scandinavia Fire Department raffle. They're selling tickets, wouldn't it? It'd be fun mowing your lawn if you had something like that to ride. And just think, in the fall, your wife could mow the lawn while you were watching the game.
Think again.
Don't
Jim.
even write. There's no point writing to the television station. They're not responsible for anything I say. Heck, I'm not responsible for anything I say.
The Scandinavia Volunteer Fire Department. And we have a truck coming up
carrying
from
a lot of
Waupaca.
water up there.
I could use a drink about now.
Well, we'll catch up with that Pepsi truck,
Yeah.
and we'll be all carried away here. And I'm guessing that is near the end of the parade, because I think the others coming down Main Street now are some of the people who were watching the parade farther north on Main Street. Wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate some of our entrants. We have the winners. The floats are judged at the beginning of the parade, and they come down here, and then during the actual course of the parade, they don't know yet how they've done or if they've won. But what happens is the judges send a representative out into the parade route and actually gives them their award, their plaque, while they're right in the middle of the parade. So that's kind of a nice surprise.
You have been scrupulously keeping track of these winners throughout the parade.
Scrupulously.
And
one of the few times I even
and
use that word.
you're going to tell us who they are right here.
Drum roll. Okay, jelly roll. Jelly roll. We'll fake it. All right, in third place, the chain area retailers, the Chain Gang, that huge group we saw that come by. They represent King, Rural, Little Hope, and they've been in the parade for a couple of years now. We're real glad to see the area here. And in third place, no, that was third place. Second place, the group from ABC Computers. They had all of the kids and their own little wagon train and everything going. I don't know, maybe if the TV station has the technical capability when we're doing this part, you'll go back and they'll just drop in tape of these actual winning floats.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be a lot of work for somebody. We'll see what happens. We'll be watching this on City 6, and it will be shown at the conclusion of this. It will be shown again and then repeated several times, so everybody gets to see the parade, even if they couldn't be here today.
If sometime between now and Thanksgiving, you can probably see it, right?
Oh yes, bound to happen. If not, we'll bring a copy over to your house. And
for a small Pepsi or something.
Yes. Now, the first place float in this year's 4th of July Hometown Days Parade in Waupaca goes to Chain o' Lakes Litho.
With the old printing press.
The old printing press, the young woman who owns it and is the new owner at Chain Litho since the first of this year. And we want to congratulate and thank everybody who took the time and put in the effort and the expense of entering a float in our Hometown Days Parade this year. What's a parade without participation? And it's fun being a fan, and it's great to line the streets of Main Street here in downtown Waupaca and enjoy the parade on an absolutely perfect day. But we especially want to thank those people who put the work into bringing a float and making the parade happen. And we're not done yet. There's more to do.
Absolutely right, Jim. This was probably the best and biggest parade that I've seen in the years that we've been here. And it's only the beginning, as you said, a lot more to come. The action moves down to South Park now for chicken barbecue, brats, and hot dogs and sweet corn and live music. And then, of course, tonight Chain Skiers put on a big show at 6:30 at Rainbow Lake, just offshore from the Veterans Home, and then at dusk, as you so accurately coined it, somewhere as light is giving way to darkness, the time of dusk. The fireworks go off. Jim Bowersox, who's been Mr. Fireworks in Waupaca for the last 4 decades, he's
And they
got
named
more.
the park after
Yes,
him.
yes.
The fireworks
Pictures
park
in
is
the
now
paper and everything.
officially Bowersox Park.
Fantastic. So congratulations to Jim. He'll be there. He's home right now, probably relaxing, making sure that that he's not.
He's not. He's down there
right.
eating brats. He's in there with the chicken. He's the one who told me that if you dance in the sand to the music, you can actually eat 3 lunches in one day. That Bowersox knows a lot, let me tell you.
Have you proven that theory?
I'm going to try.
Okay. Well, I think
and just as today's parade was the largest in memory here on the 4th of July, the fireworks display tonight is going to be the most spectacular
yes,
and
probably,
the largest
probably twice as big
ever.
as usually. So, I think they're getting the hook. It's time for us to say goodbye. We thank again all of the folks that came out to view this great parade, all the organizations and folks that entered the parade. And shall we do it again next year? What do you think?
I'm ready. I'll come back if you will.
Okay, sounds good.
He's Dan Hansen.
And he's Jim King. And so long from City 6 TV.